All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Music Wednesdays. I'm Barry Corder. Leslie is out of town and not going to be here this week. And I'm here with Shea Cochran. We, every week, talk about how, with the idea behind this show is to introduce people to new musicians, older musicians doing different things, whatever's going on, a show, an album, whatever. So this is a case of a new musician, at least for me anyway. I understand from our mutual friend that you're the best thing to come out of Dayton since the Scopes Monkey trial, right? So
it's quite an advertisement.
That's pretty high praise. We're going to talk a little bit about
Sure.
you and where you came from and all that, but people like to hear a little music first. So what are you going to do first?
I'm going to do this one called It's Been a Long Time.
Cool.
It's been a long time since you looked in my eyes and told me what I mean to you. You say I'm complaining, but I tell you I love you all the time, and it'd be nice to hear it too. Each night we walk beneath the moonlight, and when we start to dance, you tell me where to place my every footfall and how to hold my stance when we're together. I'm not free to be me. It's been a long, long time since I came home in the evening and heard you say you want me near. I just drag myself back to sit in front of the TV where you're just a fool is all I hear. Well, you're the one who wheels excuses while I come home a mess, but we're both grown. So if my dancing does not please you, please allow me to suggest, baby, it's not me. The fault might be your own, because I hide my emotions doesn't mean that I'm not crying from the pain of a million false assumptions cast upon me every day. Give me aloneness, give me silence, give me solace in my brain. I'll never dance for you again. And while I know you'd never leave me, the voices in my head whisper I'm alone. Maybe one day you'll believe as I lay dying in my bed, but you won't question where the hell I have gone, because I hide my emotion doesn't mean that I'm not dying from the pain of a billion false assumptions thrust upon me every day. Give me aloneness, give me silence, give me solace in my brain. I'll never dance for you again. No, 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 I'll never dance for you again.
Great.
Thanks.
Very nice. I love your voice.
Thank you.
Tell me about yourself. You're native Ray Countyan?
Yeah. Parents from there, their parents from there, their parents from there. I guess all the way back.
Wow. Everybody a musician?
Mom got me started on the piano when I was about 4 years old, probably. I'm sure I picked at it before then. And then Dad used to sing some. And then my brother he plays like Elton John, man. He's really good at piano. I left piano and I went to this.
Yeah.
And I play a few other stringed instruments too.
Did you learn classical or did you learn pop songs or?
Mostly classical, yeah. And
That from what I understand, that either takes or it doesn't. with piano lessons.
Yeah, it didn't. I did trombone after that. I hated it. Don't like the brass instruments very much. Like playing them, I like listening to them. And then I picked this up, and then little mandolin, banjo, dulcimer, a couple other things.
Do you play mostly solo stuff, or do you play with other folks?
Mostly solo my whole life. I occasionally, we get together at parties, friends and stuff, and we play, but nothing like public so far. Yeah, anything I've done kind of public arena has been just solo.
So this is the big time debut right here.
Yeah, kind of.
I appreciate you doing it.
I appreciate it.
You do a lot of your own writing. I mean,
yeah, all of
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one took a while there. I really put a lot into that.
It always amazes us when we do this show to hear songs with that kind of pain.
Yeah.
In it.
It helps if you're really depressed a lot. No, it's not. Pro depression thing.
No. What I mean by that, and it's we have the fortune, truthfully, to see things so up close because of this intimate setting.
Yeah.
And it's different to be so close and hear the artist singing so much deep down pain like that. It happens a lot.
Yeah, that was originally a love song, kind of appealing to the other person. Like it originally went. It's been a long time since I looked in your eyes and told you what you mean to me, and I was like, no, turn it back around. Like, hey, there's enough of those. I wanted an honest one. That's
the other thing that's so fascinating is how songs can evolve.
Yeah.
But I love the line about just because I don't show my emotions or, I think a lot of us can identify with that.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah. Just because I'm not boo-hooing doesn't mean I'm not hurting.
Right.
Well, let's hear another one. What do you want to play?
Well, it's another sort of out of love song like that.
Now, is that most of what you write?
Yeah.
Or is this what we're going to hear today?
That's most of what I write.
Yeah, write what you know.
This one's called Feel Your Love Again. When I close my eyes and lie dreaming, I still feel I'm close to you. But I wake devoid of meaning to a cold, cold world anew. We would lie beneath the stars on those cool, calm summer nights. And as we bared these hearts of ours, they dull the heavens' lights. But now you're so, so far from me that those nights seem just a dream, and no future can I see where I feel your love again. 'Cause every morning I feel it in my soul. Your love no more remains, and where you once filled my heart's an empty hole in a life I can't sustain. 'Cause now you're so, so far from me that those times seem just a dream, and no future can I see where I feel your love again. 'Cause now you're so, so far from me that those nights seem just a dream to me, and no future can I see where I feel your love again, where I feel your love again.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Who were some of your influences?
A lot of David Bowie,
Okay.
That's probably my favorite human on earth ever.
Mine too. I like that a lot.
And Elton John. I love Elton John so much. But then there's also like, there's some John Lennon in that previous song I did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, definitely. In my head, I can hear like some of the string work that he did, those background strings.
Sure.
And just, haven't put that together yet. A couple of others, there's a couple of others, a lot of classic rock. Queen was a big influence, but I don't really, I'm not put it into these songs today so much.
I hear a little bit of that, but that's neat. You've made it your own, which is...
That's good to hear.
Yeah, definitely. You were saying you when you do play out, you do a lot of solo stuff. Where do you play when you do?
Oh, I mean, just...
Wherever you can?
Yeah.
Like everybody?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like no one place.
Do you have anything? Where can people hear you? You got a show coming up, or you?
Well, right now, I'm in the process of getting things. That's my problem, man. I record things and then I don't like it, and I rewrite and I re-record, and it just never gets done. But I've got some stuff on iTunes.
Well, that was what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing? Is mostly recording stuff?
Right now, I'd love to have a band.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I'd love to do some work with some people, but hasn't played out yet. I hope it does.
It seems like when it does, it happens pretty quick.
I'd love for it to happen really quick.
Not stardom necessarily, but the playing a lot
Sure.
out and all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
So that's cool. What are you going to do next?
Next, I was thinking about this one's a real downer. Compared to the others even.
Yeah, the others were,
This one's you hear so much about like depression and like dark topic, but I mean it's a real topic, suicide and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This one's kind of an it's like coming out of that and seeing the light finally, and
Well, let me ask you before you play, since we're talking about songwriting, because it's something that we like to talk about on here a lot because it's so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And everybody's different. There is no right way or wrong way or everyday way.
Yeah.
Do you have sort of a system? Is there a time you set aside, or is it more
usually
strikes and
it's a lot like that. It's like the muse strikes, but lately I've been doing a lot of yoga in the past year, and I've realized that if I sit and think absolutely nothing, that's when they happen. Like it gives your brain time to like synthesize everything that's going on, and then they just sort of flow out. Like all of these I sat down and I mostly wrote it all at once. So it was.
You mentioned the one changed. Is it something, or the songs that you're working on now, are they mostly new, or
They're all new.
Working old ones?
They're all new.
Yeah.
The one I'm about to play actually is a rework of an old one, but it's kind of the same thing. I sat down and I wrote the first version all at once, like one sitting, and then later I said I don't like that.
Yeah.
A few months later, sat down and rewrote it in one sitting.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it works like that.
That's an interesting thing too, I think, with people who can go back to a song that's 8-10 years old.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it makes sense. If you had a good idea 10 years ago, it's still a good idea now.
Yeah,
Maybe
this one's a
just
good
needs
7
little-
years old originally.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
For some reason, couldn't finish it then. Just didn't feel right. Didn't have an ending, or a middle or
Right.
a storyline. Had a good phrase, but not a whole idea.
Yeah, and a lot of times I write poetry too. I started with poetry. I guess I wrote my first poem in second grade. I'm not sure it was good, but the teachers used it for the board work that day, and I knew something was up.
I always think there's a poet, and I never can remember who, but he used to say, I would write every day, stick it in a drawer, and come back a year later and question who had messed with his poem.
Yeah.
Who had screwed it up.
Yeah.
And then he'd work on it some more.
Mm-hmm.
How much has this one changed in that time?
This one's gotten much more developed, I guess. I mean, I've completed an English degree since then, so there's a lot more words at my disposal now.
And part of it is life.
That too.
You're older than you were
Mhm.
when you first wrote it, so I assume things have happened. So
Yeah.
your perspective changes, and
Quite a few.
Yeah. I've talked to songwriters who have gone back to work they did 20, 30 years ago, you know, from the point of view of a 20-year-old, and now they're a 40-year-old mother with the child who is 20, and the whole thing changes.
And that would change a lot, I
Yeah, it
imagine.
would, absolutely. So, all right. Well, what's this one called?
This one is, let's see. Honestly, this one's untitled right now.
I was going to say, are you making up a title right
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm failing.
I like it. That's fine. Untitled.
I guess I would call it Read the Note on the Door. It's just the first line. Read the note upon the door. No one lives here at this dwelling anymore. Let these tears wash over me. New bath water turns salty like the sea. Boarded windows, boarded life. I've chosen my poison to go sailing through the night, to see the angels fly. Don't try to pull me back down from my place in the sky. Deep down I know you care. I see your words but not your face from over there. Your words like candles light my way, and just a little my fears all melt away. 'Cause who'd have thought I'd see the light tonight? Who'd have known I'd have a lifeline thrown my way? Who would have dreamed that you would know what to say to me, to keep me holding on to life? My, hell ain't no place for company. You breached the gates and set yourself down close to me. You held my hand and dried my eyes, pulled me up from the dark, that's when my silence died. Who'd have thought I'd see the light tonight? Who'd have known I'd have a lifeline thrown my way? Hey, who would have dreamed that you would know what to say to me, to keep me holding on to life? Who would have dreamed that you would know what to say to me, to keep me holding on to life?
I was thinking as you were playing that, this, especially as we're heading into the holiday season, this is a topic that comes up all too often
Yeah,
anymore.
it's rough, you know.
In songs and everything. We've had several artists in here who've written, you know, similar themes. And as we've talked about on here, the Hunter White's suicide a couple of months ago really sort of galvanized the community. So if you're
Yeah.
out there and you're struggling, find somebody, reach out. There is help.
Yeah,
You don't have to do this alone.
and a lot of that in that song is what it's talking about. You know, I see your words but not your face. From over here, it's talking on chat with somebody,
Yeah.
getting help.
Yeah. And what's interesting, because this has been such a topic, is a lot of people who need help know there is help. They just either are embarrassed or ashamed or whatever, and you don't need to be.
No, not at all.
So
No, life is hard.
yeah, for all of us, and just reach out and tell somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Shea Cochran, it's been a lot of fun.
It has.
Hadn't been too bad, right?
No.
Good. Thank you so much. People can look up at Shea, S-H-E-A.
S-H-E-A.
Cochran. You're on Facebook. They can find you. They'll find you when you're performing around. And hopefully you'll be back with a record.
Yeah, I hope so.
For too long.
I really hope so.
That's one of the things that I really like is sort of following people's careers as it climbs. So thank you again for doing this. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you. Likewise.
Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays to all you guys. Be safe.